On exiting the Serengeti, we had to brave one of the worst corrugated roads in Eastern Africa. This African massage is definitely something both us and Baloo want to forget. So great was our relief when the road eventually turned into bendy mountain roads leading up the escarpment. Here we stopped at a couple of viewpoints to gaze down into the famous Ngorongoro Crater in all its glory.
Did you know it is the largest inactive and intact volcanic caldera in the whole world? Since 2015, the crater is also one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa. Here we also found out that Tanzanian animal densities are second only to those of its land cruisers, as we almost couldn't find Baloo again among his tribe. Although it would have been great to do a self-drive trip down into the crater, the cheeky price tag for self-drivers was just not in our budget for this one. But on the upside, it gives us a good excuse to visit again one day.
Our next stop was the slightly lesser known Tarangire National Park. This park is less about Ferrari safaris and more about beautiful baobab landscapes, a wonderful river and denser woodland more akin to southern African wilderness areas. There are also much less overnight campers in Tarangire than in the Serengeti, and we were serenaded all night long by multiple lion prides. During our time in the park, we added some exciting new species to our birding list. Familiar yet slightly distant cousins to the ones we know in southern Africa. With its mesmerizing landscapes and variety of animals, this little brother of the Serengeti should not be overlooked and has definitely made its way high up on our list of favorite parks.
Heading north from Tarangire, we stopped in one of those Tanzanian hubs where every overlander inevitably ends up for replenishing, Arusha. Greeted by a cloud-covered Mount Meru, we spent a couple of days in Arusha to stock up and catch up on some work. Baloo even got checked in for a well-deserved spa day at the local Toyota. After our week of city life, we were excited to set up camp again, this time at the well-known Twiga Lodge. Twiga is the Swahili word for giraffe, and although we didn't see any of them in the campsite, we enjoyed the magnificent bird life in the camp.
Twiga Lodge is located just outside Arusha. The facilities are in great condition, with dedicated campsites, braai areas, beautiful washrooms with hot water and Wi-Fi available at the main guest house. The lodge is located on a piece of private land in lush forest adjacent to Arusha National Park, and for us, this camping spot was good value in terms of budget. Some highlights to look out for is the great birding in the property, and you might even be lucky to see eddies pass through camp. The lodge is also conveniently situated for a day trip to Arusha National Park.
Then it was finally time to meet the famous Mount Kilimanjaro for the first time. We set up camp at Simba Farm Lodge, located at the foothill of Kili. Kilimanjaro forms part of the 7 summits in the world and is the highest mountain in Africa. We treated ourselves to a true class eater at the lodge, with all the ingredients fresh from the farm. Camp days were filled with beautiful sunsets, Scrabble games, and luxury cooking with all the fresh produce available at the farm shop.
Simba Farm Lodge is located west of Kilimanjaro. The facilities are in great condition, with dedicated campsites, a communal braai area, beautiful washrooms with hot water, and a must-try restaurant. The lodge is on a working farm at the foot of the mountain, and for us, this camping spot was good value in terms of budget. Some highlights to look out for is spotting Kili on a cloudless day, trying out the short hiking trails on the farm, and stocking up on fresh produce.
We enjoyed early morning hikes, searching for birds and gazing at the marvel of Kilimanjaro constantly in our view, even though she wore her cloudy scarf most of the time. The words of Gustave Flaubert came to mind as we stood in awe of having this spectacular mountain as backdrop for a couple of days. Travel makes one modest. You see what a tiny place you occupy in the world.
Here are some handy trip tips for Tarangire National Park and surrounds. For more info on these tips, head to the blog link in the description below. Join us next time as we search for fantastic beasts and man-eaters in Tsavo East National Park in Kenya.